Global mobility is a lot of things, but at the core, it's moving people from one country to the other and helping them grow, whether it's in their careers or as a person experiencing a whole other culture, and growing professionally and personally.
I think the key word in global mobility is global. And I think as global mobility professionals, we all have to have some global knowledge ourselves. I think it definitely helps if you yourself have ever moved or been on an assignment, whether a short-term or long-term assignment, so that you can relate. I think it's also good if global mobility professionals have experienced a move, even if it's within the same country, and have worked with themselves, different relocation partners and vendors, so that you can relate to what the employee may be going through. So I really would just say there is no such thing as only being focused on your country, in this case, the United States, because the employees that you're working with, they have another country to consider. So whether it's their home country or their host country, you have to have some knowledge, basic knowledge at least, and some connections in those other regions, whether they're on your team or with your different partners, so that you can properly assist a team member that's relocating to the US. So I think we can never be only focused on the country that we're operating in. We have to appreciate and accept that these employees are coming from different backgrounds and different countries. And in addition to learning the United States, we also have to be mindful and empathetic to the background and the culture where they may be coming from in their home locations.
I think it's just global mobility recently has changed, and because of especially in Middle East, I believe that global mobility should focus more in talent development programs. So I believe that we have to shift ourselves from just only transferring talents for fulfilling a skill gap to more talent development and be a part of the ROI metrics. So I believe that we have to shift our mindset and not to provide additional benefits to satisfy the talents, but more to give them a challenging environment where they can be productive and take this assignment seriously.
When we are going into assignment planning, we need to find actually to contribute to the workforce planning. And we need to step up to look at mobility much more holistic, and to see together with our HR community, where are the sourcing requirements going forward, and also to see how can we actually facilitate this. It's very, very important that we do this with all the knowledge and experience that we have from the case management, but bring that up to a much more holistic level and helping the overall and workforce planning initiatives that needs to be handled.
So global mobility to the business means that they want to get the right person in the right place at the right time. And usually that is tomorrow. So basically they see mobility, I think, as a hurdle they need to take to be able to get the right person in the right place.
Global mobility to the business is an enabler. Global mobility allows for businesses to have their people where they need them at every moment in time, which is why it allows for people to move around. It is a partner to the business. But it's also sometimes a roadblock. And the reason why I'm saying this is because although, yes, we as global mobility professionals enable the business to move the people where they need them. Not every time can we move them at the fast pace that they need them to be. We are a roadblock as well because we have to be mindful of obligations. Like every regulation, we need to be always on top of that. So if something changes, we always need to be telling the business. And so not every single time can we move as fast as they want us to be moving. But that being said, we are, I want to say, the gatekeepers of their compliance.
So what I love most about global mobility is that it sits at the intersection of people, culture, and business. So every move tells a story of opportunity, growth, and global workforce collaboration. So I enjoy being part of it, helping people take bold career steps while enabling organizations succeed beyond borders. So it's incredibly fulfilling to see how mobility impacts lives, opening minds, expanding perspectives, and building truly global workforce. And I believe it's a function where strategy meets humanity. And that's what keeps me inspired every day.
To the business, global mobility is a critical function. We are a strategic partner to the business. We advise them on so many important strategic matters related to, cost. We provide them with cost projections. We advise them on compliance matters related to relocations. We are a strategic partner that help them meet their goals and initiative. So we are a strategic function, which I think nowadays the business understand how important global mobility is. That's why a lot of companies are adding this function to their, to their department, like HR department or legal department or whatever the case can be.
Global mobility to the business. I'm afraid it's still seen more as a tool because of the operational side of the mobility. And we could definitely uplift it, let's say, the image of global mobility if we add more, better perspective that it's not only the operational side, but also, thinking together side. Or let's just connect it to the very start of any assignment or relocation site.
The story where this individual had a very expensive table in their home country and wanted it to be shipped, but there were so many logistics because it had to be carefully packed. No scratches, definitely cannot be broken before it arrives at its destination. So there were numerous discussions and, meetings surrounding this one item because it meant so much to the assignee. And we were able to get it done, but it was like, really, we're having like 10 calls about a table that needs to be shipped.